Sounds the best. All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Josh from Bennett Fishing, and today we're out jigging for lake trout, and we're out jigging for lake trout with the cheapest gear that I own. Some of the very first gear that I actually started with when I started this channel 5-6 years ago, but I really started jigging for lake trout in the last 3 to 4 years. And instead of asking people for information and like saying what to use and how to use it, there was one guy, his name was Will. He was sharing stuff on Facebook just like this. He was sharing his Navionics coordinates, which I'm sharing with you guys right now. I'm on Lake Winnipesaukee. And because of him, I caught my very first Lake Winnipesaukee lake trout. And so this is kind of a memorial to him. I'm literally gonna sit on a bucket, set up a tip up, use a hand auger, and sit and jig until a lake trout comes in. And hopefully I catch him. Now, he used to jig with a little cheapo Garmin Striker setup. And what we're doing today is we're jigging with the cheapest sonar you can buy on the market. I think this is $120, $115. I'll leave the actual price for Amazon right here, and I'll leave a link for it below. I bought this as, I'm like, it's gotta be a gimmick. It actually works really, really well. I filmed the video with it last year, and I only caught a couple tiny little fish with it. So not the sonar's fault, we were just having a bad day. But we're gonna try to catch some lake trout with this today, and we're gonna go all manual, cheap rod, cheap auger, cheap everything, and even set up a tip up, which you guys know I don't set up tips very often, but I want that second line today in order to up my odds. So this video is going to be very raw edit. I'm not going to do anything fancy with it. It's going to be just this camera rolling, and I might set up a camera on the tripod. So what this does is, like I said, syncs to your phone and acts just like a normal sonar. I will be recording that on my phone and doing an overlay just because it's cool. So thanks, Will. I know you're fishing somewhere else. So we're in a pretty good spot. It's a little windy today, but this is the second auger I ever owned. And this is a 6-inch clam hand auger, which I hate using because you're sweating and out of breath by the time you're done using it. But let's see how much ice there is. We drilled that hole for jigging, and I'm going to pause my recording and take a screenshot exactly where I am right now, and then we are going to open the Garmin Striker app, and all you gotta do for this thing is turn on Bluetooth, and it only turns on when it's in the water. So in the water it goes. Now, what I don't know about this thing is if you have 3 feet of ice, that cone angle is only 20 degrees, 19 degrees, how far it actually will shoot out, because it's you know, not shooting very far. Like, I'm worried about the ice getting in the way of the cone angle, basically. All that noise up top right there is literally just air bubbles coming from my braid, because it's dry braid. Once that braid gets wet, it won't do that anymore. So see how that braid hops up there? And we're gonna be pounding this in the bottom. It's a 7mm tungsten with a number 4 hook. And I'm wearing a mic just because it's a little bit windy out today. And I'm running a little glow-in-the-dark 2-inch paddle tail that I make and sell on BennettFish.com, which is in the link, or actually you can like just scroll down or scroll up, and you'll see it in the description there. So let's go drill a hole off to the side here. And this is what I have for tip-ups. They're somebody gave me these. Actually, a family friend gave me these. They were his dad's. He doesn't like ice fishing, so he handed them down to me. And my son caught his first little pickerel on one the other day, so that's pretty exciting. And we're about 35 feet right here, which is a pretty good depth for lake trout. And the bait shop didn't have any smelt, so we're just using a little tiny shiner. And we're gonna put him down. And I'm gonna move and bring this with me. Watch this. So instead of running adapter, you can just carry your phone around with you. Set this thing down there. And I want it within about 4 feet of the bottom, which is gonna take a while. It's a small shiner with a small split shot. I'm not running a super long leader on this, but this is a pretty stout rod. This is a Shakespeare Wild Series. I think it's a 30 inch medium heavy. It's pretty stout. If I was just getting into ice fishing, one thing that I would always buy, and I've had now 3 different suits, is I would spend the money on a good float suit or a good ice fishing bib suit. And the reasons for that is you can't catch fish when you're complaining at home because it's cold outside. What you can do is you can catch fish when you're warm sitting on the ice like I am right now. Like I have no protection. We're out in the wind and the elements right now. Oh. Here he comes. Oh, you just missed me. Come on. I think it's 2 Lakers. Oh man, talking to you guys. Let's see if he'll eat it off bottom. This is not a very sensitive rod to be doing this with. Dang. Just missed my first Laker of the day. But we're not really in a top secret spot. Like we're not in there's no structure here. All we're doing is we're catching Lakers that are coming in and down here and cruising looking for bait. So we're kind of in like a raceway kind of design. And I got my phone on a tripod. If you are buying one of these little Garmin devices, get a little tripod so you don't lose your phone down the hole. And tether your phone to the tripod or something that floats. And one thing we can do is start a chase. So that's just race to the jig to the top. And what that's seeing there, that second line, that mirror image above me, that's my leader knot. So this thing is actually really sensitive and actually really fast. If you watch, it's 11:43 right now. Bang. I mean, I might be able to turn the speed up a little bit, but I think that's pretty fast. And apparently this has like a 10-hour runtime. I have not run it for more than like an hour and a half. I ran it for about an hour yesterday. The key is to dry off the terminals when you get home, or even when you're walking around, like put it in your pocket so it only turns on when it gets wet. Oh. That was my fault. Sleeping on the hook set, guys. Frick! He came in hot too. I gotta check my plastic to make sure he didn't pull that down. Nope, he's good. And this is what I'm using right here. Just that little tiny guy. Now everybody says you won't catch big lake trout on that. Like I'm not trying to catch a state record lake trout on this. I'm just going out and having fun catching lake trout. Most people get into lake trout fishing because they've never caught one before. And then it's super effing addicting. Super freaking addicting. Ooh. I don't know if that's him or what that is. And a lot of you folks will ask, like, why don't I use tip-ups and why don't I just like camp on the ice? I have severe attention problems, like squirrel. Like I have severe attention problems. I get really bored. I get bored really fast. So what I do is I run and gun with a snow dog and I chase after fish. I chase after areas that look good. And I always want to try new things. And this is one of those spots. And now I've seen 2 Lakers in here. Like if I didn't miss both of those, I would have 2 fish on the ice. And I've spent, no snow dog gas. I think I paid $100 for that auger 6 years ago, and I've been wanting to give it to somebody. And I forgot all about it, and I found it in my attic the other day. That kind of inspired me to do this video. Ooh. Ooh. Come on. Re-engage, re-engage. Fish came in. Re-engage. Oh, he chased it really fast. You like that? He's eating the chum down there. Got him. Got him. Got him, got him, got him. Good old Will spot, man. Oh, that hole's tricky. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So excited. There's that lake trout, finally. First one of the day. Not a mondo. But he's got that little jig pinned right in his mouth right there. Going back in. So mission accomplished, folks. We caught a laker on cheap equipment. We used the Garmin Striker, $100 sonar with the phone, cheap rod, relatively cheap reel, around $40. We used the hand auger and just the jet sled. I didn't catch anything on the tip up, but that's okay. And thanks again, Will, for providing this information to the New Hampshire fishing group. 4 or 5 years ago was when I first saw it. I'm like, I need to go do that. I'm gonna go fish in those areas. He's sharing that information. And that's, you know, one of the reasons why I do this is to share and teach you folks how to catch more fish and get more people out fishing. There's one other person out here, and I've been out here for like 3 hours. So, you know, get out, fish. And if you guys want to support the channel, visit bennettfish.com. And if you want to see more lake trout how-to videos, either click here or click here, and I'll see you in one of those next videos.